What if I told you the most powerful way to grow your audience is not dancing? So no TikTok dances, no viral social media videos, but simply getting into someone's inbox. Stay tuned because we're about to go old school on email and your secret weapon about launching courses and a community.
Welcome to the city, Mastermind City, a city filled with endless masterminds and limitless possibilities. And it includes live coaching, Q&As, hot seats, and more. Hi, I'm Faye Chappell.
And I'm Stacey Maynard. And this is the Hot Topics of the Week, where we bring you a vibrant, uplifting, and inspiring conversation focused on how you can make a lasting impact for yourself and for your business.
For us, this is more than just a business. It's a professional community. So if you're ready to go, you're in the right place. Welcome to the city.
Welcome. I think we're going to call you hotlers. Hot topic people. Welcome to Hot Topics. This is the podcast where we make marketing feel like a hilarious group chat. At least we think we're hilarious. So.
So again, my name is Stacey. I'm your go-to digital nerd, and this is Faye, who, believe it or not, once got her toaster to subscribe to her email list because that's how much she believes in her list.
Yeah, I absolutely do. And today we're digging into why email marketing is really the backbone of every successful course launch and thriving community. It's no smoke, no mirrors, just inbox gold.
Trust me, if you master email, you'll never feel the algorithm blues again.
Yeah, so let's kick it off with talking about email because it is really your direct line. It is the most basic truth is that social media delivers your message at the mercy of those algorithms, right? But email, it lands in your reader's personal space every single time. Email lists are important, always will be, no matter what. They might eventually in AI time, maybe you'll just be able to holographically look at the list, but they're going to be there.
Oh, that would be great, right? Yeah. So just imagine clicking and then boom, come up like Princess Leia does. Anyway, think of your email as a VIP backstage pass, right? Again, just like they just said, you don't have to worry about the algorithm. You don't have to worry about whether somebody wants to see it and guessing. Your audience opted in. They've said yes. They want to hear from you. So send them emails. It's that simple. So let me think of a couple of examples. We think about people on our email list, right? So think about maybe a local cooking coach, because I want to learn to cook, right? Maybe they launch Maybe they launch a weekly secret ingredients email, right? The open rate goes from like 60% to like compared to her Instagram story, which is basically at like 8%, right? Mm-hmm. So that is 8 out of 10 people actually reading her tips instead of just scrolling by. It's hard to get those open rates on social media, but much easier to get those open rates on an email, right? So think of maybe a tech educator using an email to share a one-page cybersecurity checklist, right? You say, hey, do you want the checklist? And then subscribers not only download it, but they forward it to their coworkers, right? And that basically helps you double your list. You want to grow your email list.
Here are some of your tips, I guess. List building magnet, right? You need that. You need to grow your list. So you need a list building magnet. What's that? It's just a freebie. It's a cheat sheet, a quick video, a template. It can be your newsletter. You can name it something catchy like the 3-minute morning routine. Got that morning segue in. Or maybe your first 5 Instagram hooks. Whatever it is that you're doing, you want to collect their email, so you must give them something in return for free. That's how you collect emails, right?
But if you do want her morning routine, just comment morning and we'll send it to you.
Yeah. So, and then you can go into segmentation magic, right? So right at sign up, you can ask a question. So are you here for marketing tips? Or are you here for mindset hacks? And then they only get the relevant emails. So there's less noise for them and way more engagement because they have chosen what they want to hear from, right? And then pick one day and time every single week. Make it the same. So maybe Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and your readers will stop wondering, will she email me this week? And maybe start expecting it on that time. You know what we do? I do a LinkedIn newsletter. It's a Sunday morning spark, and that comes out every Sundays, just like the Sunday morning is every Sunday on YouTube. So make it consistent.
Yeah. And then they know what to expect.
Right. So again, how to implement it, create that freebie, right? That one thing that solves one small urgent problem. Create it now. Use a simple opt-in form on your site. You can use any no-code things that you can use through all these different email servers like MailChimp, but we're going to give you one that we just found that's amazing, and it's a lifetime deal. And then segment them again at setup, right? So when they sign up, give them a question. If you have segmented lists, you don't talk about more than one subject, then don't worry about this. And then schedule your first 3 emails right away, so you're not scrambling and going to yourself, oh, I have to do this email this week.
And the best thing about scheduling is to be consistent, right? They just said she sends out her Sunday Spark on Sunday. Does Sunday morning on, let me guess what day? Sunday. But what's happening is trust, right? If you miss a week, that's okay. But just remember that your readers are going to wonder if you fell off the face of the planet or the internet, whatever the case may be, right? It's kind of like one of those friends that never responds to the text.
Right.
But think about what that looks like and what consistency looks like for you so that it builds that trust. And we're going to nurture that list, right? We talked about segmenting the list. We talked about building the list, but we're going to nurture the list, right? We're actually going to build the relationships with value, not with spam. Everyone's inbox seems like a battlefield these days, but if you show up with spammy pitches,
right,
you're going to get buried faster than socks in the dryer. I swear I lose one every time.
So instead, I want you to think about serving up genuine value, right? Tips, stories, right? Behind the scenes peeks. So your reader will say, yes, please, instead of unsubscribe, right? So, for example, someone in our group is a language tutor, and they shared a quick I think it was phrase of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a two sentence kind of personal anecdote about how she used it. And her engagement shot up by 45%, right? And then we have a lot of wellness coaches in the community. So one of them wrote a mini fail story, right? The time her green smoothie exploded all over her kitchen. So she ended it with a lesson, right? 3 simple tweaks to avoid the same fate. And guess what? Sales in her next course soared by 25% because she told a story. She became relatable. That's what you're using your emails for.
Story, not exploding green smoothies, right? Make sure that we know the difference. So basically what that looks like is what we call a 50-30-20 rule. So 50% of the time that you send out those emails is going to be like how-tos, tips, wins, pure value, so that the reader can actually gain information from you. The 30% is personal stories like the green smoothie, right? Maybe it's also behind the scenes peaks, but what does that look like in regards to the 30%, right? There's the 80, the 50 and the 30, it goes to 80, and then we have the 20. And this has been basically across the board for years and years. We called it the 80-20 rule, but what we've done now, because we want to build in story, is we've split it up. So the 20 is still about sales. It's still about that soft pitch. It's still about that call to action. So you can actually spend 20% of your email to tell them how to purchase from you and what does that sale look like. But you also want to write it like you talk. So just imagine you're texting your best friend, like use emojis, use a dash of sass, like whatever it is that you speak in or whatever lingo you speak in is what you want to do, right? So that they can kind of get to know you through your words, right? And then you want to have those interactive elements. So maybe you have a poll, maybe you ask a question, which tip will you try first, or what smoothie will you try first, right? But make it engaging and make it fun so that they go, yeah, you know what, I can't wait to read her next one. I wonder what story she's going to tell next. And then we want to talk about implementation, because it's great to know all of this stuff, absolutely, but we need to actually take action and actually do something with it. So we're going to draft 3 email templates following the rule, right? Following that 50, 30, 20 rule. We're going to set a reminder to write one personal antidote per week. We're going to add one interactive element, maybe a poll, a reply with, maybe a fun gift or a prompt. And then you're going to measure, right? This is where a lot of people sort of fall down on the, oh, I'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I'm all about the analytics. So measure, measure, measure. What do those opens look like? What do the clicks look like? What do the replies look like? And do you need to make tweaks to actually keep growing your engagement and keep it going up?
And before you get all scared, what am I going to write? Like, think about if you can speak for 5 minutes on a topic, just 5 minutes, you can actually turn that into email, right? So keep those emails conversational, not corporate. That's the way you go at it. Okay. So you've got all that going. So now we need to step it up a notch into email sequences. And those are automated funnels, right? That's why it's really, really important that you have an email platform, a CRM. And as we said, we have one that's a lifetime deal. It just came out. So we're really excited. We've already shared it with the community. So your investment is so inexpensive and you can start doing these right away. So let's go back to the automation. Let's supercharge that. Email sequences are really your virtual sales team because they work 24/7 minus coffee breaks. Or union demands, I guess, right?
Exactly, considering things are going on right now. So think of basically 3 funnels. That's all you have to do. It's simply a welcome series, right? To welcome them into your world, including some stories. Your value series, which is tips and information that they can use immediately in their business. And then the launch series, right? Stack them like pancakes for maximum conversion. So it could be something like day 1, or we call it day 0, which is the immediate, but email 1, welcome, and they get the freebie delivery. So you would say, hey, download this PDF of whatever, or here's your quick start guide, right? The link is right there in their inbox. The one thing that I hate is when I go to click and then I lose the thank you page, and then I don't get an email. So think about that piece. Day 2 could be educational tips. Maybe it's a personal story about why you started cake decorating or smoothie making or whatever the case may be, right? And then you can go into email 3 with a deep dive tutorial. Maybe it's a mini case story. See how Sarah went from 0 to 50 students so that they can really understand your process and the success story of someone who's already gone through it. Day 7 could be that soft pitch. So do you want more? My full course opens soon. Early bird spots are right here. And then day 5 or email 5, and day 10, you could say, hey, like, remember, urgent, last chance for early bird pricing. The doors close at midnight. So you could kind of follow that format and actually see how the open rates go going through that sequence. And it's all automated.
And it's really important when you look for a CRM or a email platform that it has some of these tools within it, right? So we only use platforms and we only recommend platforms that actually have the tools there for you to use. If you're going to default and say, I'll just use my Gmail, that's not going to work. There's nowhere to actually collect it. So really you want to think about some CRM when you're doing these automated sequences. They, for example, a lot of them have behavior-based triggers, right? So if someone clicks your course link, but it doesn't, they don't buy it, they can immediately send a "Did you have any questions?" follow-up email. So you might, you might not lose them. When sometimes you have something in your cart and then you'll get an email, usually from Shopify, right, that says, "Hey, did you forget something in your cart?"
Oh, funny! I have that email in my inbox right now from Amazon.
Yeah,
I gotta look at that.
And then I want you to make sure you use personalization tokens, right? So use their first name and you want to mention, right? So if they have a location or you asked for some other information when they actually opted in, so you can say, "Hey Sarah," and if you asked where she's located, "Hey Sarah, how's Toronto?" Right? So you want to reference the freebie they downloaded, but you also want to personalize their name. That is automation. Don't worry, you don't have to sit there and go, "Hey Sarah." It's all automated, right? And then you can also drop some social proof in it as well. So drop a testimonial, right? And then that'll be also helpful in order for you to continue with the funnel, because they start seeing testimonials and they go, oh, this is kind of interesting. Haven't made up my mind yet, but you know what? Maybe I'll click on it again. So how do we implement all this? Well, number one is you need to purchase the CRM, right? We're going to do that at the end, right?
Yeah,
We'll give
right.
you a link. I don't know how long it's going to last. So hopefully you're listening to this podcast right now, because when you go to our link, there is a lifetime deal on this software, and we already have it.
Yep.
So, and we've already put it out our community, but usually they only last like a month or two, these lifetime deals. So once you purchase it, I want you to map a funnel just on a simple spreadsheet, right? List each email and the goal and when you're going to send it. And then I want you to write all the emails in one sitting before uploading, because it's faster and keeps it consistent. Here's a little hack. You can do it all with ChatGPT or Gemini. If you don't know how to use AI yet, go to our hub, take the free courses on how to use AI, and you'll be able to do that. So you don't even have to write your own. You can actually get it.
So much faster. It'll be so much faster.
So set up your automations in that email platform, right? The triggers, the tags. You'll learn all that as you go through, but you can tag people who've opened your emails. You can tag people who purchased, right? And then test it internally. This is a big one. Send it to yourself or a colleague, because that's what we do. Yeah. I am horrible at formatting. So I have our marketing person checks all my formatting, and then Stacy checks all the broken links because we want to make sure they actually work before we send them to thousands of people or hundreds or just whoever you have on your list.
Absolutely. And then the great thing is that it's automated.
Yeah.
And it's done and it's ready to go. And all that's left for you to do is to sit back, enjoy your coffee, and start to binge that Netflix show that you've been putting on the back burner because you've been spending too much time writing emails. Right. So email is not just for selling. It's your community clubhouse, right? Just think of an inbox as even cozier, actually, than a Facebook group, because you're getting into the inboxes, they are reading it, and they're getting to know you. And it's not, I guess it's just not so much noise when you're heading into another social media platform.
Yeah, so you can create a whole VIP list, right? For your community or people that are VIPs, whatever you've decided. You can offer them early access, member-only tips, live Q&As, and those are delivered right to their inbox, but you've segmented that list so it only goes to them, right? So, for example, if you own a gym, you can run a monthly member spotlight. You can feature one subscriber's success story, because engagements always spike, and you can drop your churn rate, which is where people unsubscribe, by at least 30% if you start doing things like that. Or, if you're a business coach, you can host email-only mini workshops, right? Yeah. Or drop in Q&As or downloadable worksheet. And members love that vibe, right? Because they get extra special things. And you can actually offer them paid extras, one-on-one sessions, but you only offer them to your insiders.
So a few other things that you can offer to your inbox is randomly including some small freebies. Like we've done that a lot, going, oh, you know what? We really thank you for being a loyal subscriber. We love getting to know you. Here's a discount code. Here's a video tip. Here's an extra PDF, all for our VIPs. You can ask them questions. Ask them for suggestions. What do you want to hear about next? What's the next course that you would like us to do? Or what's the next piece of information that you want to show up in your inbox, right? Let your members or your subscribers give you what they want next. And that's a really great way to use polls in your inbox. And then you can do email-only live events, right? So maybe you host a webinar or you host an online meeting that's shared only with people that subscribe to your email, right? It makes them feel like it's an invitation-only party that they're only going to be showing up to, and it's not to the masses on social media. So how do we make all of that happen? We basically segment your list, right? We've talked about segmentation before, but think about the tag that you're going to put on. Like maybe it's VIP 2025 or something like that. And then think about one VIP perk each month. Is it going to be the spotlight from the gym? Maybe. Is it going to be the freebie you're going to give away? Maybe you're going to have a live chat. What does that look like? And again, invite feedback, right? So say, reply to this email, and you'll get this, or whatever the case may be. And that really helps you build that loyalty. And then promote the VIP in regular emails. That's the other piece. So you're not just randomly picking people, right? It's, do you want in? Do you want to be part of the VIP? Do you want to be the first to receive this information? Click here to join my inner circle. And that happens, just make sure they're tagged properly so that they get those special emails.
Yeah, those emails, especially when you're talking about VIPs, they're really irresistible to most people, right? And members will brag to their friends, yeah, I just went on this coaching call and I learned this, and they want to bring them along, right? So really, really think about all of the things that you can do.
Exactly. So just like the smoothie going haywire, you wouldn't bake blindfolded. So don't email without data, right? I've talked about this just before. Analytics are huge. So look at it, monitor those open rates, monitor those click-through rates, monitor the replies, look at the unsubscribes. Now, I'm not a big fan of spending too much time on the unsubscribes because I would rather focus on the people who want to be there than the people who don't want to be there. So don't look too closely, but more to pay attention around what emails are getting the open rates. Maybe look at your subject lines. Are those getting more open rates? And what are the click-throughs? And maybe how you can massage or change some of the positioning of those links so that more people are going to be clicking through. So basically the numbers can tell you sort of what your audience wants.
And which email did you get all the unsubscribes? If it was a very clear salesy email and it didn't work and you got unsubscribed, you know not to do that again.
Exactly. So another thing that in the email world, in the email marketing world, talk about A/B testing. So what we'll do is we'll use two subject lines. One will be A and one will be B. And you can look at which one did better. So for example, one of our language tutors tested two subject lines. One of them was 5 Spanish slang words you need to know.
Which I would have clicked on.
I was just going to say, I would click on that, right? Or, sound like a local, 5 must-know Spanish phrases. So actually, the second one won, right? So that's why you can look at your open rates, and that's how you monitor those numbers so that you know what type of language or what type of subject lines get your emails into the right.
Yeah, we would have actually thought if we had just laid it out, we would have said, oh, the first one's going to get more click-throughs, but it didn't. So that's why A/B testing is really important. So only test one thing at a time, whether it's a subject line first or a call to action wording. You want to do one at a time so you really actually know. Don't change your whole email because that won't help you, right? You can use something called heat map insights, right? So these tools are within your email marketing platform. The one we're going to talk to you about does have it. So you can actually see which parts of your email get the most attention. And that's really cool because you understand where people are spending their time. And then, you can also do unsubscribe surveys. So you can offer a one-click survey that says, tell us why you're leaving. You've seen those, right? Yeah. Too many emails, not relevant. Some people don't do them, but once in a while, I actually fill those in because I just kind of go, you know what, too much or off topic or too salesy, right? Exactly. So how do I implement this? So we, again, choose one metric to improve this month, whether it's your open rate, right? Or your replies, your whatever you need to monitor, start looking at one metric and then run a simple A/B test on a subject line in your email only. Yeah. That's it. Just change the subject line. Don't change anything else. Wait for 24 to 48 hours, analyze those results, and then apply that winner to the next campaign. When you're A/B testing, you can also just take a small segment of your list. So you could maybe take 20 people and just do that A/B test to this group of 20 and this group of 20 and see which one works before you send it out to your entire list.
And these data-driven tweaks aren't just nice, they are mandatory if you want inbox domination. Yeah. I cannot stress it enough. Look at your numbers, because the worst thing you want to do is do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results or same results. You want better results.
Better results.
Okay, so we want you to share some stuff with us. We want you to do the email screenshot challenge. We want you to share with us your funniest or most creative subject lines, right? So tag us, Hot Topics Inbox, and we will share them on our next episode because we love to see what works. But we'd love to see, because again, look at the example that we just talked about in regards to the A/B testing. We would have chose one of them, but the other one actually showed different results, right? So I think some of those are really funny. So send us that. Would be amazing. And you know what? Send us what your email is about, right? Like tell us why somebody else should subscribe. Do you want to build your subscriber list? We want to help you. So send us that information as well.
Yeah. So key takeaways for Hot Topics today. Number 1, own the inbox. It's algorithm proof real estate. You can't get that anywhere else, right? Every other social media platform, it can be taken away from you. Your inbox cannot, right? So deliver true value, become your readers' favorite email. Make sure you're giving them something that is really worth their time and effort. Automate your funnel so you can sell courses while you sleep. Like you need to also think about where are you going to host those courses? We have something for you there too, right? But you know, when you come into our funnel, you go to our hub, you can watch our free courses, our paid courses. It's very, very important that you have, you know, you built this whole funnel, you built this list, you got to have something to sell, and you have to be able to host it somewhere, right? Build your VIP communities. I want you to turn your readers into really raving fans, right? So make sure that you offer your VIP community something unique. I know in our hub, we offer our coaching every single week on Wednesdays, and they can ask us anything they want about their business, things, tools they're looking at. It makes a massive difference, right? And then also use your data. I want you to test, I want you to tweak, and I want to watch your results. It makes a massive difference if you actually know what is going on. So pick one of these tips that we talked about and start building that welcome funnel or that A/B test with a subject line. Do something today, right? So that's a wrap on Hot Topics. So if you're fired up to transform your emails, then I want you to make sure you subscribe and, of course, leave us a glowing review.
Wait, hang on before we go. Stop.
Okay.
We've made a promise.
Yes, we did.
So we've talked today a lot about email, and we want you to kick it up a notch,
Yeah.
right? We want you to be able to do all the things that we talked about today. And all the things that we talked about today, we just found this new tool. We just let our community know about it yesterday, and we're letting you know about it today. So click the link below or send us a comment. So comment below wherever you're watching this. Comment below with the word email. Send us a DM with the word email, and we'll definitely ensure that you get the link to this really cool tool. And like they said before, these don't last long. It's inexpensive, one-time only payment, lifetime.
Yeah.
So you never have to pay again. And this one rocks.
Yeah.
Like I look at all of them, you know, I'm a tech geek and I love all these tools, and trust me, this one's amazing. So comment below or send us a DM with the word email and we'll make sure you get that link.
It's literally $100 and that's it. You pay it once. So we're constantly looking at new tools and new sources for you. Pete, our community has been asking us to give them an email server that they can use that is and there wasn't one for a while.
It wasn't. It was
and
irritating.
then when this showed up just a couple of days ago, it was phenomenal. So we really want you to check it out. The nice thing is that, you can try this out. If you don't love it, you can always return it. I don't understand how you wouldn't love it.
It's nothing.
But in the meantime, really stay strategic, and maybe your open rates might actually end up in your favor if you actually do what we asked you to do. And I think, this has been such an in-depth Hot Topics. I know I keep talking and she wants me to get off.
We're like, wait, stop, wait, don't go.
But I think you're gonna put this together in a LinkedIn newsletter, maybe. You've given them so many tips.
Yep.
So check it out, watch for that. If you haven't subscribed, go to LinkedIn to Mastermind City. We have a newsletter there that comes out once a week.
The City Insider.
So make sure you subscribe, and then everything we've talked about, because you've probably been scrambling and running notes.
All written there.
It's written.
Along with the link?
With the link. And one more thing. Sorry.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. No, there's another link because we also found this phenomenal software that is a hub. It's basically somewhere where you can host your community and you can
that one. That one's awesome.
You can
I
host
love
your
it.
course. So
So excited about that one.
use a certain one. We actually purchased this. It's very much like school. And it's with school, you have to spend, I think it's $100 a month, and you only get one community, and you can put all your courses in. But this one gives you unlimited communities, and it's another lifetime deal, but it's not going to last, because what happens with this one is, I think at the end of the month, the price goes up.
Yeah.
But we have it, and several of our community members have already purchased it. So you need to send them that link at the same time. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. You're getting links, you're getting stuff, you're getting value, and we get none of it, but we just want you to be successful in your business.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here at the Mastermind City. You don't have to say goodbye, because there are other ways that you can join us.
If you like what you've heard today, then join our professional networking community, and it's absolutely free, where you can be part of our global community to build relationships, grow your business, and access live training, or learn more about how you can get year-round access to not only us, but to all our endless masterminds.
So just go to themastermind.city and we'll see you in the city.